Do some sneaker shopping today. See what he's feeling, what he's not, and then hopefully he's going to buy some sneakers.
Hopefully.
Let's go. Triple H, I want to take it all the way back. Two-sport athlete coming up, baseball, basketball. Do you remember even back then what shoes you were wearing to play basketball in?
You know, I'm old.
Okay.
So, like, for me, the cloth All-Stars where it was started. I'm old enough to remember sort of where the all-leather high tops.
Probably like the pro leather, like Larry Bird era, Magic Johnson even?
Larry Bird was the, you know, look, where I grew up, Nashua, New Hampshire, right, the Celtics were the thing.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a great era, so going to watch Bird and Robert Parrish and McHale and all those guys was a magical time. You know, those were the shoes. Though for me, when it came down to it, my mom was pretty smart, looked at me and like, you kind of suck at basketball. The $100 shoes aren't going to make you any better at basketball, so just stick with whatever you can get for 30.
And it was probably like Converses.
It probably was.
And you know, I love that you pulled up in sneakers. There's like even like Reddit threads, like we haven't seen Triple H wear sneakers in a while because you're always in like suits and stuff like that. But special occasion, I love that you wore the Blazers.
Yeah, look, my kids got me these, so I was hoping when I walked in here you would think they were cool.
Awesome.
Because I don't know. Yeah, look, I'm in suits 90% of the time just for work.
Say you don't know.
Sneaker culture has hit that world as well.
Yes.
Like the business. It's just a tougher transition for us to go from suit and dress shoes to a suit with sneakers on, but that's the thing now. So I gotta up my game.
Absolutely. You said that like early basketball, you were into like the first iterations of Chuck Taylor's, but flexing Intercontinental Champion 2000 photo shoot, you're wearing these Nike. Do you remember this photo at all?
I remember the photo. I don't remember the shoes.
Okay.
And my guess is at that time in my life, someone gave me those.
Okay.
I probably did a shoot somewhere, or I probably did something where they gave me the sneakers. At that time in my life, that's really.
At least that nigga ain't capping.
Like that's a 300-day-a-year road schedule, different city every day, right? You know, for the most part, we were looking for the all-purpose, do anything.
Yes.
Like that's why the high techs, the boots at the times, like the sneaker boots, were like a big thing for all of us. Just because you could, it didn't matter if it was snowing. Like you might be in a town one day it's snowing, the next day it's 90. You've got to do a run-in them on TV.
Function. Yes.
It's function. Yeah, and really that was where it was at. It was shortly after that guys really started to get into the fashion of the shoes. Well, now it's transitioned.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Another classic photo. We had Stone Cold on around 2 years ago. It was like a grail get for us. You as well. Rocking the Chuck Taylors with Stone Cold WWE magazine.
Yeah.
The Chuckies.
Here's the thing on that. Like, this is a convenience. Why am I wearing Chuck Taylors? Because they lay flat in your bag and take less room in your suitcase.
Okay, and that was probably when you were on the road 300 days.
Absolutely.
Okay, so easy condensable sneakers.
Yeah, you know, like it boggles my mind sometimes when I see guys that have been on the road for a couple of weeks, and I'll see them 2 or 3 times in a time that they're gone, and I see them in different shoes every time, and I'm like, what do you have, like a suitcase that you drag with you for your sneakers?
Yeah,
and they're like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like they have a bag that's pretty much just shoes.
Crazy. Getting to current day wrestling, like Complex did a post recently about how Jordan took over Monday night. CM Punk bought his first pair of Jordans on this show. Then you have Dominic Mysterio, Kofi Kingston, Roman Reigns.
Hell yeah.
About like those two worlds colliding, and
everybody rocking them
the
bitches.
traditional wrestling background, and now seeing so many wrestlers coming out in Jordans
Like
and sneakers.
Roman Reigns coming out in the new red Jordans. Like, what the fuck you get those from?
Youth of the world.
Yes.
It's like $500 out here.
Are superstars, and that's just another connection point that makes them cool and puts them on another plane of being a superstar. And you know, it's funny that we have talent now that will come up to me at TV.
I think John Cena used to come out with some shit too, some brand new shits. Like, yo, what the fuck?
Jordans or whatever.
Wow,
Acting like he pumping them up.
I just got these, and I
Like,
want
nigga, you know damn well them shits do not pump.
Absolutely. Okay. You know, and now, like, I'm old school. I'm traditional. Like, I like wrestling boots, right? But they've transitioned now to a lot of guys like wearing sneakers in the ring. They like the comfort of it, but they also like, as you point, they like that flex of it, like to be able to go out there and have that athletic ability, but have them in something that is that stylish. And it's a big thing in the locker room.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Competitive.
Dude, the competitive nature.
Do you walk by and you're sometimes like enough, or like you like to see it?
No, I don't even know what they're talking about.
Okay.
But they're all like, I hear them talking. Like,
Yeah.
do you see Roman's shoes?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You see this, or somebody will walk up to Gorilla right before they walk through the curtain, and I'll see them all walk over like, oh, man, and just go straight to the shoes. Again, it's not just a flex on TV.
Backstage
it's a flex in the locker room.
You do have some history. The Cena pump era. Do you remember the Reebok pump era, early 2000s? Yeah. He was rocking those, but I found this. I love this.
Well, excuse me if I'm not afraid of the guy whose one big move is pumping up his Reeboks.
Do you remember that promo at all, or like at least his?
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking with my hair. Yeah.
But the era of Cena pumps was a big era.
That nigga John Cena. Like, bro, those shits don't even pump up.
Look, Austin wore,
he acting like they pumping him up.
He had the Jordans before Cena did, right? With the Jordans and the knee braces.
Yes.
Just because of what he wore to the building that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just came game ready.
It would, yeah.
That shit crazy. Ain't nobody niggas was in their shoes like that. I thought it was just for show, but been finding out lately these niggas really be rocking these shits. It's crazy.
A couple weeks ago, big moment on Raw. We see Travis Scott, Reggie from Jordan, Neil, all walking like into the arena. His shoes break records. We talked about it kind of off camera.
Always.
What do you think about Travis's cultural impact? And like, even then, these the sixes and the ones, breaks records on Nike sneakers app, and like having him there, what do you think about like the crossover of that audience and the way he can move product?
Look, it's massive. When you have somebody at his level that can say, hey, this is cool, and it's the biggest thing that there is in some way, and I've heard them say it, so I'm not saying anything that I made it, but like in a way, he might be more important to the brand than Michael is right now.
Just because he's moving units and he's like active.
Yeah, and what's cool, the thing about him, his ears on the ground at all times, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a, hey, I think kids will like this. It's not a, hey, I think this will work. It's like, that'll work.
I think Triple H said niggas ear on the ground. I didn't know about that.
A cool place because in today's world,
niggas grew up in Connecticut.
Can't make it work.
Totally. And, have you had meetings with Reggie? Reggie's the guy, like, there's so many, Roman we see, there's so many wrestlers that are over. Do you think it's time for a wrestler to have like a signature Jordan deal or what?
I do.
Okay.
It's funny, I've thought it for a long time. When you look at our world, much like what Travis is doing, that's bigger, obviously, and how you can affect that culture. But I think that our performers affect that culture just as much as well. When you hear, if you go to a game, in almost any sport, you'll hear our entrance themes playing in that stadium or that arena, right? Like you'll hear the sayings and the chants and the catchphrases that our talent use. You can't go to a game without people wooing like Flair or, I see athletes doing the Roman Reigns one all the time. I think the Yeet thing that Jay has now brought back, it all affects culture in a big way. And I think if somebody doesn't do the signature line with some of our talent, a Cody Rhodes, a Jey Uso, or Roman Reigns, I think they're missing the boat on something that can be very impactful towards their business.
Absolutely. Another thing we got to talk about, Bad Bunny, another huge star. I love, I think 3 years ago in March, he debuted one of his new Adidas collaborations on Raw, which is amazing. Someone that big using Raw to debut. It was a backstage photo. It wasn't like anything that was so zoomed in on the sneakers, but just subtle, and all the blogs picked it up. But what do you think about him debuting the sneakers on Raw?
I love it. Name the bigger platform.
Right.
Like it used to be 25 years ago, somebody might go on the Tonight Show with a cool pair of shoes on.
Yes, they always used to do that.
And people would lose their mind. Now, who watches the Tonight Show? No offense, right? But what is that place where a celebrity can come and get done? Where can you go promote their
Damn.
whatever they're doing, whether it's a film, whether it's something else, they can come on in our world, and the amount of eyeballs that they get on them, not just in the programming, but digital.
Nah,
and social.
WWE.
You know, we just.
It was already growing, and then The Rock did what he did.
Yeah. Gotta talk about your legacy.
No, I think that's what blew that shit up all the way.
Yeah,
They just,
you know,
done your
they need to have a Rock moment like that, where it's just like everything is just chaotic for like 2-3 weeks in a row. Don't know what's gonna happen. They need to have that every year type shit. Like, and this shit would just be like, it'll eventually get like big as other shit, where it's like you got multiple creators talking about it. Like, it's some people talking about WWE right now, but it's not like NBA level, NFL level type shit. Like, if they could just keep like putting on the show like that every year, I think that shit could eventually reach those heights. Can't front.
The DX legacy, though, this vintage tee, it had like a whole afterlife. Vintage tees, super rare. This is like $200 I had to get like overnighted from Texas. But what do you think about when you see kind of like the aftermarket of like memorabilia, DX? When I had Stone Cold, I talked about like the 316 shirts. But how awesome is it to see something like that and like this live on?
It's crazy. People talk all the time about the Attitude Era. We didn't realize that's what it was at the time. It was just Thursday or whatever day it was. You were just doing what you did. You mentioned Pheasant Lane Mall.
Yeah.
One of the times that it really first hit me of how big we had gotten was, I used to go there all the time. There was a GNC there. I would get home off the road for 18 days or whatever. I'd need to pick up some supplements. I'd go to that GNC at the mall. I'd run in and grab supplements before I had to leave to go back on the road. And I went to go get supplements, and it was maybe 100 yards off the entrance. Pulled in, walked in the door. By the time I walked to the escalator to go down to the next level, I looked back, there was like 200 people following me. And I was like, holy shit. I never even made it to the store. It started to become a mob scene. Security came, and like they got me out of there, and people followed me leaving to try to get home. Like, I had to drive around for like 45 minutes to lose people to go back to my house. It was like the first time I was like, well, I guess I'm done going to the mall. Right? It was the first time that I realized how big it was getting. But to see that impact 30 years later.
Kids who didn't even watch it wearing the shirts.
I think sometimes that there's kids wearing those shirts that don't even know what it is.
Right. Dropping this week, the episode dropping big week, WrestleMania week. I'm hearing rumblings of surprises. How excited are you for this WrestleMania? A really big one. What can we expect?
Well, you know, it's you just look back and you go 40 years. Right? So 40 years as we roll into this. The business is probably, I can look at it different now. Like what I just said a minute ago, like we didn't know it was the Attitude Era at the time. Having lived through that, I can look at it right now and say we're in another era like that. People won't put a tag on it. Like we can call it the Attitude Era in the Attitude Era. You know what I mean? They'll put a tag on it later or whatever it is. But if we can maintain, we're in that same white hot level of, you know, everything sold out, everything we're doing is just clicking. And you see it, Travis Scott wanting to come in. You see it, Bad Bunny wrestling with us. You see it, The Rock coming back. Rock's got a busy schedule. If wrestling's on the down, he ain't coming in. Right? So you see that excitement. WrestleMania 40 will be massive, and we're going to do everything we can to make it the biggest WrestleMania in history.
Can't wait. Well, we talked about everything. Now's the easy part. Browse the shows. I think you may shop for the fam, and we'll end there.
Awesome, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, man.
That was a good episode. Now my nigga Triple H in there walking with the bangs on him, nigga. Nigga got the bangs on him. Hold on.
Watch the NBA Finals.
I see that reaction.
Ready to watch some wrestling?
I don't want to watch me, but
What's up, man?
How are you?
Is there any way we can watch a different match?
Yeah. Can we watch Bob Orton?
Some Bob Orton would be fun. Let's watch some Bob Orton. No, I'm looking forward to this, man. It's great to be sitting here with you. It's been a while since we've been able to chop it up. Love to do it with the cameras rolling.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, a little scary.
I'm not scared at all. I just don't know. This is one of those weird things where like I don't know how much we're like pulling back the curtain, but
Dude, I remember getting in trouble going to eat with Seamus at a Waffle House, and we had just beat out of each other. But then who rolls up to the Waffle House but Fit? Yeah. And now, like 5 years later, we're like sitting here talking about
That was
the
5 years ago?
No.
I was
15 years.
Okay. I was like, wait, you still got in trouble for that 5 years ago?
But yeah, the curtain has been pulled back.
All right.
So let's pull it back.
This is digital anyway. This is for people on the internet.
Right.
My God. The arcade, bro. That shit crazy.
Was this when you and me butted heads in Boston?
Oh, bro, like
Was this?
I was interested to see how much you wanted to talk about. Like, we hated each other.
Yeah, I don't think we hated each other. I think I was
Maybe
kind
a little
of
bit.
hate's a strong word.
Okay.
I've never hated. I think that I was the kind of person that had a backstage gimmick, and I was trying to live my backstage. I think I was just an insecure, you know what I mean? And then
Sure.
I was talking to Arn, and like, oh, punk, and you're like, hey, mother, I'm right here. Say it to my face. And I was like, oh man, I wasn't expecting him to walk around the corner as I was burying him.
I didn't expect This is amazing. So what this is, we're gonna watch our match, but really what this is gonna be two dudes going to therapy together. I think that's what this is gonna amount to. So this is WrestleMania, and what year is this? Is 2010 or 11?
I thought it could have been 12, but 10 or 11 sounds.
No, it's not 12.
It's not 12. Because you had the big.
This is my first singles match. This is my second singles match at Mania. Prior, I wrestled Ray.
Okay.
And Ray got caught in his apparatus that shot him to the stage.
Oh, wow.
We got our time slashed. Wow. So like this was like my.
Oh yeah, I think that was around the TLC match, and that nigga Rey Mysterio was wildin'. He was really wild. He was really wildin'.
We did not get along.
He always wildin', but that nigga Rey Mysterio and that TLC match, man,
100%.
that shit was deadly.
No, but I had other demons.
But I think a lot of it is because we're probably very, very similar.
Yeah.
I think because of that, I think we created some magic.
No.
Unless we watch this and we both think it sucks, I don't know.
Oh, I look so young.
You look great. You've always looked great.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know if my insides look great.
2011. So Rumble, I don't know if there was an elimination chamber in between. Yeah, there had to have been, right?
Yeah.
Rumble, too many pay-per-views.
I don't remember in between, but I remember Rumble.
So the Rumble, the incident we were speaking of at the top of this was Royal Rumble. You had a match with Miz for the title, and I was loaded under the ring.
Oh, okay.
So I'm under the ring, and I cause the finish.
Right.
I run in, I hit you with a GTS, and I'm out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But being loaded so early in the match, I had to piss so bad. And I'm sitting under the ring, and I'm just like, ugh. And I'm number one in the Rumble.
Right.
So we get done. I'm waiting for
that nigga should have known, like, let me just use the.
Because I can feel my knee.
He should have.
I was like, ugh. And look at it, he beat me up right away. And
you didn't feel it.
But I was like, did I get you with the GTS? And you're like, no, it's good. I'm like, you sure? And I was like, okay, brother, I gotta. And they're telling me I'm number one in the Rumble, so I gotta go. So I sprint to the locker room. I piss. I grab my energy drinks, Red Bull or whatever.
See, I didn't know this whole.
And I'm running back down the hallway, and then down the hallway near Gorilla, I see you. Your back's to me, and you're talking to Arn, and you're gesticulating, and you're pointing at your face, and I'm like.
You're like, that's the GTS.
I'm like, wait, what's he doing? And I walk up behind you, and Arn's trying to like give you the Iggy, you know what I mean? And I remember Chavo seeing it go down, and Chavo was just like, oh, popcorn, I'm gonna watch this. And then so I was just like, what the man? You said I didn't get you.
Yeah.
It just turned into this thing. My music's playing, and I was like,
I remember as soon as you came up and I turned around, I looked, and Arn was like sitting right down. He was in catering already. I remember right where it happened too.
Never seen Arn move so
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. It was right there where you go to Gorilla this way, catering's this way. So yeah, that plays out.
So yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah.
It was a thing, and then we got together with Arn to do this. And I at this stage in my career, I felt like I was like, you know, chip on your shoulder, something to prove. Sure, I'm working with somebody who been there and done that. You've main evented Mania, you've had all these great classic singles matches, and like I hadn't got to show out at that point yet.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, now if this is 2011, when did you first make your debut? So how long have you been?
2006.
6. Oh wow.
My first 3 Manias were all Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Hey.
Brutal.
Yeah, that's no fun.
So yeah, my first
I
Mania.
feel like I might have been in one.
Dawn Power Wash has 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps. It's more than soap, it's power wash.
Yeah, you were the first one. My first Mania would have been 2007, 8, 9. Ray was 10, and then this would be 11. So that makes sense.
You were moving good out there, man.
I remember Brett texting me right after this, after the show, saying that he loved our stuff, and we had to his point of view, he's like, you guys had the best match on the show.
I tell people this a lot. Like, there's the fans getting them to react, of course, is one of the reasons we love doing this. That feeling you have out there, but then to come back through the curtain and to have your peers, usually know who's blowing smoke up your ass. With Brett reaching out, like that's got to just make you feel great.
Oh, Brett ain't ever gonna sugarcoat anything.
No, none of those guys. I remember me and John had a match, and Taker texted me, and he had never texted me before, so he had to go through the process of getting my number, reaching out, and taking time out of his day to tell me, hey man, hell of a match, you guys stole the show, and that just badge of honor, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, after we butted heads, I remember, and I knew that I was in the wrong, and I think I reached out to you, I texted you. You might have not texted me back.
I don't know. It sounds like something I would do.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm trying to squash this, hug and make up. And I was like, I already reached out. He didn't.
I remember being in the principal's office. I explicitly remember.
Yeah.
I remember being like, I'll just work, work somebody else. I was like, yeah.
No, we had to squash that and do this.
Mm-hmm. Watch live and local news.
Oh, I'm 100% glad we did. Look at me.
Oh, I remember this.
Look at me doing stuff.
Yeah, I remember this. I had to sit up so you could drop it in or something.
I'm trying to have it make sense by standing on your bed.
Yeah.
It was kind of neat.
Yeah, really.
I felt like I had just something to prove to you. Like, hey man,
Really?
oh yeah, 100%.
See, I always thought you were the man.
I felt like I had something to prove. Like I belong here, man. I belong here with you in the ring. Like
it's so funny because in our heads we're our worst enemy, and like because I know that feeling, and it's like, if you look at all you've done, but either one of us to have that feeling, that was badass.
Oh my God.
RKO, spin kick
Just
to the face.
booted that dude.
That was. I don't know that anyone's ever gotten out of it that way before, but you. But yeah, that little demon in your head telling you like, oh, you shouldn't be here. And gosh, that's a thing too. What is it called?
imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome.
100%. And it wasn't just you though; it was Arn too. Because I remember.
Oh, proving yourself to Arn.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, Arn Anderson, right? 4 Horsemen was
Yeah.
a dude that I grew up watching and just being like, this dude.
Oh, sure.
And he was like seen as guy and like,
Yeah.
So this match is like my coming out part. Like I can do this. I can be a professional. I can work a top guy, not hurt him.
Right.
Get over. Everybody comes out looking good. To me, this match is one guy goes over, one guy gets over.
Right.
This is your win at WrestleMania, which I didn't need. I just needed to prove that I could hang at that level. and I think I did it.
Oh yeah. It's fun watching these old matches back because it's hard to, on your off time, sit down and go, you know what? Out of the 3,000 matches I've had, I'm gonna watch this one this week. It's like, no, you got other to do, but I guess to be forced, so to speak, to sit down and watch one, I'm just like, man, I'm enjoying it. This is pretty damn cool.
Well, depending on who's on commentary, the audio might be.
Right, that's true. I'm trying to remember, you must have attacked my knee in the weeks prior.
I think I hit you with a lead pipe.
Oh my God, that's right. By the bus. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got to do a lot of fun, like evil bad guy like character stuff.
Oh, there's nothing better.
I was fortunate, like I got to work with really over baby faces. This is probably why Brett loved the match. I got to, stole this stuff. There's no way I did this without asking him permission.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So he knew about it. Look at that.
Biting the punch. I mean, there's a lot of fans because of how I work that, on it, like, this and that. But I've never let that bother me because it was kind of how I was taught. And now, because I've kind of kept that pace, man, everybody goes so fast and does so much. And it's all impressive. And it's just like, man, if you don't slow down and do this kind of work, the audience can't really, like, it's like Summer Olympics, watching a gymnastics floor routine. Yeah, it's impressive. I don't know what she looked like. I don't know how she was feeling in the moment. I don't know. And then here comes someone else and they're doing the exact same routine. And that's easily can be what these guys that are capable of doing all the
He's counting me for it. It was weird. God, Nexus, I forgot that was a thing.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. And we had some time.
Yeah, that's what I was most excited about.
So just, I'm guessing, but at least 20, maybe 25.
I mean, 4 years in a row of Mania just being like car crashes.
Right.
And this is the stuff that I always felt I was capable of doing. And, like I said, I was fortunate to work with really strong baby faces. You.
Something's coming.
It's impossible.
Ray.
Yeah.
John. Taker. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you do what, in my opinion, you're supposed to, and you sit and you watch every house show, every TV, and you just watch, I know what your comeback is. If me and you put our boots on and went out there right
Nigga
now,
did that
I
angle slam.
I know John, and you can go out there and put on
That's
a show.
crazy.
Yeah, it's all this in between that matters. And then the in between gets to the point where that comeback now makes sense to do, or they're ready for it, or vice versa. It's time for you as a heel to cut me off, because it's like a feel thing. We know what we're getting in there and doing for the most part, but the little in between, you just let that organically happen, and that's where the magic comes.
Wow.
That was cool.
I'm doing all kinds of WrestleMania, man. I'm pulling out all the stops. Doing all kinds of stuff that I normally never do.
How do I get out of there?
You got to knee me in the head, right?
Yeah. Get my foot on the ropes again. Maybe hook your hand.
No, you can't get to the rope. You're a baby face. You're not grabbing the ropes.
Hump the air. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
See?
Okay.
I'm a tweener.
It's weird speaking of you as like, oh, this baby face.
Yeah.
Because obviously of the 4 people I mentioned, like you would be the one that can do either. You could be a heel, you could be a baby face. John, Taker, Ray.
Right.
To me, they're all just superhero baby faces.
Right.
It's so easy to work with you guys.
Yeah, isn't it nice when you're out there with somebody that you just know the chemistry's there?
This is just how the people react to you too. Just strong reactions for every little thing.
Sure. That's the working with John,
Yep.
Like react to him. It's always a pleasure to be out out there with guys like that. Careful, Randy, don't dislocate your shoulder.
It's so cool, right?
Yeah. If you don't slow down, you can't get those kind of shots.
And I'm sure the commentators are now being like, oh, he's signaling for the RKO, but he's going to that dark place. He's going to punt him.
Right. I think I remember this.
You punted. The reason why Nexus isn't out with me is because the weeks leading up to the every week you just couldn't leave out. You know,
Booting everybody.
They want to see CM Punk get kicked in the head.
Right,
Look at this. Look at him stand up. If I could rewind it, I would, because to me, like that's what it's about.
That's true.
Just you backing up. You're still up.
That's funny, eh?
I was just going to comment on the hair. And a couple of years ago, I tried growing up.
Oh,
It did not work.
God, you look so weird.
It did not work.
It's so ironic that you look better as a Marine, isn't it?
Right. You wouldn't think. So many less wrinkles on my face.
I mean, I would.
It's getting hot, hot, hot. Need service to...
I don't know what the hell that is. What the fuck is that?
Crazy.
Some other shit.
Yeah, we got those WrestleMania tans. Oh, nice.
You still in the game.
Yeah.
Made in the shade, man. Do that to somebody and they stand up.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like so much easier, and all the high spots you talk about guys doing, like they really make it harder on themselves.
Yeah. Well, that mentality of the guy that comes in fresh and he feels like he's got to just do all these crazy things.
I think sometimes they do, though, because on a certain level, I think to get seen and noticed, you have to do that.
And that's
to
what,
a point.
And I've had to, because people will come to me and ask me for advice, and then I had to consider the fact that, you know, like what works for me, I've been around long enough. They've seen me weekly for a couple decades, so. Oh, that was it.
Obviously, I'm biased, and there's a whole chunk of your career I wasn't here for because obviously I've been off for a couple of years.
Yeah, a couple.
But have you done a better springboard into an RKO? I know you did one once with Evan Bourne, is what we called him here, where he did the...
Yeah, but you know what, on that one, I didn't really do anything. I just kind of...
I thought we couldn't have timed that better. Like, obviously, that being the finish, like, that's what I was nervous about.
Right, of course. See, and I even leave my feet and meet you. These days, I just kind of wait for the guy.
Wait for me to come in?
I ride him down. Like I jumped a little bit.
Trying to make it make sense, like I'm going for my clothesline, and instead of just hey, hit me with your finish.
Yeah.
I'm seldomly proud of myself, right? That probably lends to the imposter syndrome, right? But like I just remember being like, we did that didn't feel like Randy carried me or I outworked Randy. It felt like cooperation and
it's just like you said, no matter who won or lost, we both got ahead.
I think that raised my stock, stepping stones. I wouldn't have been able to be who I became without like that. Like that was the bedrock for me. And it all comes down to, like, I'm not saying you didn't respect me.
No.
But it felt like leveled up, gained your respect, gained Aaron's respect.
And it almost. I mean, I think it would have happened regardless, but because of the way it started at the Rumble with the button of the heads and whatever you want to call it, it almost didn't happen. Like it could have not happened. I'm very happy that it did, dude.
I put it like this to people, because I'm a huge hockey guy, and there's guys you play against, and it's always going to be chippy. You might fight with them, and you hate them.
Sure.
Disturber, but then they get traded in free agency, and you're going to the Stanley Cup playoffs, and like all of a sudden he's on your team, and it's just like,
yeah.
I'm glad you're on my team.
We're good.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, like That's what that felt like.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Well, I feel like I reached out. I forget what had happened, but I might have seen something online or whatever. Maybe I knew you were leaving. And I think that minute I saw that, I reached out right away. And this was before, I mean, I don't know if you had already talked to people and were coming back or what, but this would have been like last summer or last fall, I think, when I knew for sure that you were leaving.
Yeah.
You know, I legitimately was like, he needs to come back. He needs to come back.
Yeah.
This is where you belong. And I think you reiterated that. You were like, yeah, no, you're right. I need to come home.
Yep.
You know, and I'm glad you did, dude.
I am too.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Dude, love you, man. Give me a hug.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon.
About them actually trying to make any
of field, of course. So let's get into the end of the 2K League now. I don't know how true this is, but I saw a Laker fan. He put out some comments about it, man. We about to react to this live, and of course, I'm gonna give you all my thoughts on the whole NBA 2K League and how it could probably be better or why it might have failed, of course. So let's get into it real quick. Shout out to Laker fan, my G.
Yo, so I would probably get a lot more engagement on this if I were to just type it all out, but there's a lot to be said here. So I just want to start off with saying I'm not a hater or preying on the downfall of the 2K League, but I've been hearing rumors about that this may be its last season. I don't know where all this started or anything like that. But if it were to be born and die without them actually trying to make any marketable, adjustments here.
Sorry, I'm gonna try my best not to pause. I'm gonna try my best not to pause.
In there. And what I mean by that, without, just with
My
cutting all the
pause
bullshit
after.
out, is to pretty much just say, from my very biased perspective too, they really never reached out to like YouTubers, or excluding Bear and maybe a couple like people that maybe tried a tad bit, but Bear really was the only one that really got his like YouTube game up and really became marketable, in my opinion. And the league needed like 5 more Bears, bro, or for someone to even amplify that even further. Now, to be fair, I think Bear did almost everything he could to become like a big creator, and I totally respect him and the grind that he put in, man. That was actually a really good effort and like, something out of him, especially in like 2K22 and in the 23. I mean, he was cooking, bro, for sure. And I mean that from his videos perspective. He's been a great player for the whole time too, and he's been in there for years too, is the crazy thing. So the hunger was even still there for him, and it almost turned into a new hunger of like probably what seemed to be, becoming a creator. Now, I gotta say, what I meant by the 2K League never really expanded into like trying to market it differently. Bro, let's be real. I mean, I don't even want to sound delusional on some shit like this, but like the level of play you'd get out of someone like even just me at center compared to a lot of the guys in the league is not going to be so ridiculously different that like I feel like whatever marketing is added to the table, and I don't even want to sound egotistical on this because there are way better examples than myself, but like let's just say like let Joe in the league, right? And I'm sure they would have let him in the league, but here's the problem, and this dives into a whole new problem too. The base value salary that you're talking for the 2K League stuff, that's not on Joe's radar, I mean, to get a big fish, you gotta get some better bait. That's the way I see it. And to offer him the same value of being brought into that league as literally the Joe Schmo nobody who just happens to get drafted because they're good.
So as I said, I'm gonna try to pause, but I had to pause here. I think the base salary was based around them drafting young people like straight out of high school, somewhere between high school and college or something like that. It wasn't based on somebody like a Jonas who got responsibilities, to be honest with you, and who already got his thing going. It was based around people who just out of high school. You know what it is. You don't need that much to survive for the most part. They provide in room and board and all that stuff while you're there, because it's not a full year thing. In fact, Barnaby said when he was on a podcast, he says he's one of the few ones that is being taken care of year round. So usually it's just for that season, and then whatever it's 6 months period, and then guess what, you gotta figure it out for the rest of the year. So I believe that's what the salary was based around. Let me know your thoughts on this.
Delusional if that was their marketing tactic. Now, if they extended a slight upgrade in the pay, honestly, like I said, you gotta do whatever it takes to land the bait. Me personally, since I'm a little bit lower on that spectrum, I'd probably just, do the 2K League legitimately if they offered that type of dynamic. Now, again, I don't think I bring enough eyes to the league. It's not going to be like a big enough scale thing to where that actually make a big difference. Like, Joe literally would be on some Caitlin Clark to the WNBA stuff. Even if he weren't the best player in the league, it would bring so much attention and would get so many more eyes on it. Would start watching his team, then they start watching the team that he's playing against, and then they start to get to know these guys a little bit. You start to hear actual live commentary stuff of him playing against these dudes and them talking shit too. And it just becomes so much easier to market and see. But instead, you have guys like him and Fab and Chalk, all the marketable players on 2K, whether it's for Fab and Chalk's sake of getting kicked out of the league and not being let back in it and having strict rules, strict this, strict that, all this stupid shit. And for it to literally just be like that Chalk never gets back in the league because he didn't get vaccinated in 21 or whatever the year was, that's insane, bro. He obviously has the talent to make it in there, has the marketing that is well worth being put in as well. And I just think it's crazy, to see some of the most marketable 2K players like Fab, Chalk, and Joe, or even myself, or people like Precise, or even bigger creators that maybe aren't as on the comp scene, but at least get them into it. And I'm just saying, all these
thing is, they tried to do this. Shout out to Black Frank White. He has been so active, man. Gotta give him a shout out, man, because that's why they introduced the 3v3 as well. And then they was inviting a bunch of creators to participate in it as well, man. And it did good the first year. And I saw them making a push to use creators as marketing as well. But there's the sustainability.
The eyes you could put on the league, and that it wouldn't be that much diminishing talent. And even if it were, if someone like me got in the league and absolutely flopped on center, I was the worst fucking dude at that position by a wide margin. And me personally, I think I'd be putting in plenty of time to make sure that wouldn't be the case or to get on the same page with my boys that are on the team. But if that did happen, it'd be funny. People would laugh at the fact that I'm flopping as a YouTuber in the 2K League, and it would even still bring more eyes to it regardless. Or same with Joe if he somehow flopped in this, if he was made by his sister.
Well, I keep saying that one. People will come there to see you fail as a creator too. That is what he's trying to say. So I agree with him. Either way, it's a win-win. You want to see a creator who talk all that trash for years, who's supposed to be so much better, go out there and get exposed.
System and made by the way that he's supposed to run things, and that people aren't as passive on that team, willing to do his ideas, and he has to fit in and stuff like that. Or again, maybe if the talent pool really is just that much better, it would still be hilarious to the most of the viewership, and they would love to see the downfall. And that's the type of shit I'm talking about, bro. Just spend the money that it takes to get these big names in there, and you'd have your marketing. And it doesn't matter if it fails or succeeds. People will love watching that shit regardless. It doesn't take a big brain, bro, in my opinion, to really analyze this type of information. And it'll just be really sad to see it start in 2K18, go into 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and them never at least try this marketing strategy or anything like that. Crazy, in my opinion. So that's my 2 cents on that. Again, I think they got a couple people like Bear that were really into this stuff and truly were a good 2K player enough to have made the league prior to becoming a creator. And then as he becomes a creator, it does even better at expanding the viewership and the marketing. But they either needed way more people like that were willing to put in the work as a creator, or even Spam, for instance, has been put in the work. but was just like, you know, a little too young on that spectrum and just missed the window. Now, like, you know, became of age and stuff like that. But you get what I'm saying. They needed more people like that. Or again, I just find it crazy that they never really took that chance, you know. And
all right, so now he just concluded everything. So, all right.
Huh, is this mascot heaven?
Not quite. Basement storage at NJM.
NJM is proud to put policyholders first, so they don't need mascots like us.
So I'm the elephant in the room.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Good evening. The Soviet Union is no more. Despite a potential for instability and chaos, these events clearly serve our national interest. Free from the specter of global conflict.
Today we celebrate the mystery of American renewal.
Something's going on. Something big.
I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter.
I figured if I stuck around hell long enough, I'd see the devil.
How's he look?
I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter.
The agency is compromised. They're being hunted from the inside.
I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter.
You don't have to trust me, Marshal, but it might be better if you do.
Hey! Something you should see. What the hell are we getting into? Don't trust anyone.
You broke into a CIA black site. Are you out of your mind?
Things got complicated.
May God continue to bless the United States of America.
Pre-order the Vault Edition and get the Hunters vs. Hunted Operator Pack, the Mastercraft Weapon Collection, the Season 1 Black Cell Bundle, and more.
I hear what he's going for. He's going with the creators, like already established creators. They kind of integrated them, honestly. Integrated them into the league, it will definitely help more with marketing. But I got a few points here that I think why. If this is true, if they really failed, or they're failing, or doing bad, which I think they never really got their momentum going, I got a few reasons why. Number one, the schedule is trash. Listen to your boy. Usually the NBA 2K League starts when people are losing interest in the game, the base game. You losing interest in the game, you're not gonna go and watch the Sweat Split, bro. You're not. The hype around the game, it should be closer to release. Probably like a month after release, they should introduce the 2K League and start the tournament from that early. Why people are still hype about the game? People are still trying to figure out the game, and then you have the people who's playing the game drop some tips out there, some tricks. I'm always thinking content help with marketing, so I agree with that as well. The next thing is the draft system has been trash because the draft system excludes the common gamer. Because how they usually draft people is from these top tournaments, which the average person is not necessarily privy to be honest with y'all, man. A lot of these leagues are for the elites of the elites. They kind of form a group that separates themselves from everybody else. And guess what? The moment I saw the 2K community figure that out, that these drafts that they're keeping as events in 2K don't actually work, they're like, man, to hell with that, bro. But before that, like in 2K18 when it dropped, where everybody was hype around the 2K League because everybody felt like they had a shot. That's when I used to play Pro-Am a lot too. Everybody felt like they had a shot. So the moment I think people started to realize what really was going on with the draft is usually who you know, or if you got into somebody good on in these tournaments or play with the right people, then you damn near almost guaranteed a spot. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm good, and I feel like they lost that connection. The next thing is, whenever these 2K League people, the players that play with these leagues, and there's a few people that stand out that is not what I'm talking about right now. But most of the time you hear somebody from the 2K League speaks about their game, they separate themselves all the time. They speak like, I'm elite and you're a peasant. Like, I'm elite, I'm comp, and you're casual. Like, I'm comp and you dream me with 2 thumbs. Like, bro, I'm trying to support you, my G. I know you got no life in the game and you're better, but you ain't gotta make me feel like trash like that. Like, yo, create a game for comp, not trash, casual. Like, y'all separating yourself from the people that y'all want to support, y'all. That's bad. That's bad if you want people to come and support your game. That's bad. I'm sorry. You could be great at the game without bringing down the people that are not as good as you, especially when you're talking about, okay, we want these changes 2K, and I'm tired y'all feed into the trash casual. Like, yo, I'm trying to have fun too. I'm not as good as you. So I think a lot of that type of dialect turn off the supporters as well. And last thing I got on the list is they ain't got no personalities, my G. I ain't gonna lie to you. They ain't got no, and that's where content creating or content creators, where Laker fan went with this, comes into play. Because if you're a content creator, you're gonna you're gonna somehow develop a personality eventually, somehow. And now I'm talking about personality, something that people could gravitate towards and connect to. Not only somebody screaming on the stage, oh, you trash, like, okay, cool. Cool. Like, Beard the Beast got it. He got it. And anybody that I say Beard the Beast around when I call his name, they're like, yeah, I like dude. He got it. He entertained. Don't take himself too serious. You know what I'm saying? He's willing to clung around while playing the game. He's willing to do stuff outside of that to be entertaining. He understands entertainment. He's one of the few. Again, I agree.
I be trying to tell niggas.
It would do a lot better if he had players, but he doesn't, unfortunately. Most of the people that play
have fun on that shit. Throw dimes.
24 hours. Sweat.
Just don't listen.
Get off. They don't want to mix. They don't want to this. That one, the average person, I think that's the problem.
Yo, that's what I try to tell niggas before though. That's crazy. That's funny to me. Man. We trying to chill, but niggas don't be caring about none of that chilling shit. I don't know, I might put that GTA RP. I gotta get used to it on my own. Try to ask niggas for help, but niggas be weird. They be just doing weird shit to you. It's like, bro, you not even funny. Like it's not funny doing something to somebody who don't know how to play. Like, unless you like stealing their money or some shit like that. Like, that's the only way I think it's funny. Log in real quick for this. Sugar, no cream. The fuck was I doing? Oh yeah, I know what I was doing. So I'll be back like 1 minute. this is a lot. Like, what type of weed is this? Shit, talking about error. Just saying anything. Oh my gosh. What the? Wow. They deleted it? Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. What the? Wow, I can't believe that.
LOL.
Yo, that's good. I just left a comment and then I think they deleted that shit, my nigga. Like, I don't know what happened. Hold on, let me see something. What the fuck? Just left a comment on this nigga Old City's video. And then now the comment is gone. I don't know if I deleted it by mistake or not. That's just weird. I could have deleted it by mistake though, so. I don't see that shit though, so it's crazy. Niggas deleted that shit fast as hell if niggas deleted it. Like, damn. They ain't even let a nigga leave the comment up there for like 2 minutes. That shit just got straight deleted. It's wild. You know, niggas don't play GTA RP. I need somebody to show me some things on that shit. I ain't really. I mean, you just learn stuff, you know. Like certain like buttons, commands, and shit like that. How to pull stuff up quicker, shortcuts. If niggas know. Like some of the like body movements. crazy. Niggas really out here and gilded, they playing. Niggas know they ain't fighting for real. I ain't gonna lie, I'm probably about to hop on GTA though. I just started playing that shit again. RP shit. Servers be lit. I just don't like the fact that niggas is fucking with me when I don't know what to do. It's like, it's corny, bro. It's like every nigga out here got 99 strength. I don't know how these niggas be doing that shit. There's no way you did that on free to play. It's crazy. It's crazy. My, that nigga, that nigga had like one left. Lucky. Play any of the Fables. I started playing number 1, but I never, you know, continued. I was in like the first area. I think I did like 1 or 2 missions, something like that. Well, eventually I'm gonna start playing them. I got number 1 and 2 downloaded right now on Xbox, obviously. Yeah, that's fucked up. Nigga just let a nigga that ain't wearing shit kill him with a slicer. That's crazy. Into that and Bramble. I had to get 2K out of there. I don't know, man. I respect it though. Xbox got, you know, some laid back games, and I mean the Game Pass is just a bonus. It's like it's like a lot of old games and a lot of new games. So Xbox really do hit, but I don't know why niggas don't respect it. Like it's just weird to me. Yeah, 2K, man. I'm pretty sure this might be the worst 2K, man. I don't think 2K25 could be worse than this, honestly. No way. Like, I don't think they're gonna make the same mistake again and do the bullshit that they did on this 2K. Like, it's not possible. They gotta always give us that 1 year that's just straight shit. Every time. Shit crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got nobody to fight out here. Niggas don't got high level accounts out here yet. And if they is, they in the 90s. I'm not trying to fight them niggas. That nigga Hector just hopped online. I ain't even be seeing these niggas. Elder Scrolls. You trying to fuck with Dragon Age, but you can't stick with it. I'm telling you, Dragon Age fire, man. Like, you see that shit at Game of the Year, nigga. Dragon Age Inquisition. I could say, like, look, Dragon Age 1 and 2, you kind of actually have to be into them type of games, but Inquisition is like, it's open world, and you know, you could do extra little interesting things in that game, so it's like, it's just way better. But for the other ones, it's like, it's kind of straightforward. And, you know, you just choosing lines and shit how you would normally, you know, whatever you think you would say in those situations, you choose them lines and type shit like that. You know, Dragon Age, like Baldur's Gate 3, that's kind of like that too. But I'm trying to play Baldur's Gate 3 on 4 players on multiplayer, my nigga. I'm trying to do that, but I gotta beat the game. I don't want to have no spoilers. I mean, I want to beat that shit, create another character, and then do weird shit and see what happens. Like, so I won't get no spoilers if somebody try to do some weird shit on multiplayer. I don't know though. Something telling me like I want to go in blind on Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer though, cause it might be fun. Like I'm thinking about making a bard rogue build, so when I sing, niggas can't get mad. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's my build. It's a bard. Some funny shit like that. Just stream it. Cause that game got a lot of funny shit to it that you could, you know, you could be on some funny nigga shit. Some 88s. I mean, I know these niggas. I'm pretty sure they just know each other or something. Probably just finna dip. I'm probably about to just hop on that, you know, that GTA RP for a little while. I might hop on PS5. Probably stream that. I don't know. But yeah, I appreciate niggas for coming through. You know, anybody who came through, fuck with that. Anybody who watch after, if this shit, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna get copyrighted. How did this nigga just survive that? He literally didn't have no health left. What the fuck? How is he yo, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. How is he surviving that? 2 times he was on 1, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, man, so you hear that fuck with Ninja Gaiden. Oh yeah. I was playing that before. And then I remember my data got deleted. I remember that, so I just never wanted to do it again. It's so hard, bro, that it's like once you get past certain parts, you ain't trying to do that shit again. It's basically like you know, them Elden Rings. It's cause the Ninja Team niggas made that. Like the Elden Ring niggas and the Souls games like that. Like that shit hard, bro. If you play it on normal, it's hard. The only way to play through it normally is on easy. Luckily, they even give you an option for that. But them Ninja Gaiden games is hard as hell, bro. They not easy. Niggas be spamming. But yeah, appreciate you for coming through. Probably was just you and a couple of other niggas. But yeah, I'm out of here. Peace out.